Good evening and welcome to Crossroads. And what a lovely day here in the UK. I managed to get my hair cut after 12 months, so I'm glad about that. Um, when the hairdresser came in earlier, it was like um, what did she say? It was like a kind of a mop between a mop and um, a shaggy dog, one of those dogs with big hair and everything like that. But I'm glad to have it all cut off. My friend here, he's got his hat on, so he doesn't want to show his hair. It's the don't forget,
They're
guys. This is
freshly
the other
trimmed, my
guy,
friend.
Dennis.
Yes,
Ladies and
sir.
gentlemen, Dennis Scott. Hello, Dennis. How are you?
Wonderful. Glad to be with you today.
Brilliant. Um, the last time when we supposed to have had you on, you had an accident, didn't you?
Yes, sir, I did. About a month and a half ago. Of course, I do construction also. I'm not just a musician. You have to pay to play and you have to earn a living. And I went in early one morning doing something I've done 1,000 times. I really honestly have no idea how the slip up happened, but I ended up cutting the ends off of these three fingers. And of course, that's my chord and hand on my guitar, right at the fingernail. So we're doing a little bit of recovery. It was mentally tough for a while. I'll put it that way. It was mentally tough to sit down and say I can't do something for a little while. That's not me. There's nothing I can't
Yeah.
do. It's stuff I had to learn to do, and that really backed me up for a little bit. But I've tried to use it as a blessing. It's made me tighten up my piano playing while I could still do that I needed to work on anyway.
Yeah, yeah. How long have you how long have you been kind of like not been playing now? Has it been a few weeks?
Not been playing guitar, or what do you
Yeah, guitar, yeah.
what do you speak? Uh, I haven't quit. Actually, since the accident, I released two songs, and it's just for me. There's it was how can I conquer this now? Okay, down three fingers, but I still have the half of one finger I can use to bar. My pinky finger's still good. What can I do? So it was just on to the next challenge, so to say. I couldn't stop. It slowed me down, but I couldn't stop. So I've since put out a piano song, and I put out a song where today with computers you can play one part right, then you can stack another one on top of it and stack another one on top of it. And actually, I hope it doesn't mess us up, but I hear my brand new computer coming up the driveway right now in the UPS truck. So, but that's how I've kind of
So
overcome that. I was too injured to make music.
do we, do you want to go and get it?
I think they'll just drop it off at the front doors, and if they do that, we're fine. If he knocks and I have to sign, I may have to run real quick. But so far, so good.
That's fine. Do not worry about it. It's so tell us about your first, your song you just recorded because you've done two songs.
Yes. The first one was actually I wrote it before I had the accident. But after the accident, the words to it is called Dreams. It's basically about going through a divorce or a separation from your girlfriend or whatever it may be, and the challenges that come with that. And of course, not having any idea that this would happen. It all applied when I cut my fingers. Okay, now your dreams have kind of been knocked back, and I put the tracks together, and I really, like I said, emotionally, it was tough for me just to even try to go back and try. So a day at a time, a little bit at a time, I kept putting a little bit more on and a little bit more on. And actually, I talked to several radio stations that play my tracks, and it's actually a lady from England, Kay Cook Abbott, and she also sings. I think her father actually a guitar player and steel guitar player over there. And she listened to it and she said, "Wow, can I put some backups on this?" And I said, "Sure," because I'm always open to anybody that wants to add or put in or collaborate or anything. And she put just the most beautiful backups on it. And we started talking back and forth quite a bit more. She was already playing my music and my past duo project on her radio stations. And now we're kind of through that song and us kind of getting together there. We're going to do a collab on a few songs, if not sort of a duo project now. Also, I've written some tracks for that, but of course, this new computer coming in is going to finish that project off. The other one is really got to coughing and crying and saying no more. But hopefully, we're about to up the game here to where I can get the tracks out. It's so much of a learning process coming from the old school to now.
Yeah,
The
yeah,
first recordings I did was on reel to reel. You got the parts right, and whatever you laid down, there it was. Now with computers and digital recording and everything, it's so much to learn that I never was part of back in the day, and I'm trying to play catch up, but we're starting to get it figured out. I've produced several songs now, and
yeah, and
I'm
yeah,
not saying yes.
yeah. There's one of them which I do like, and this one here, I think it's your new one, and it's "Can't Hold On."
Yes, yes, that's off
Let's
the
listen
Southern
to it.
Seduction album. Okay.
Yeah.
When your mama said you played at night, you bowed your head and prayed. I never knew that city life at all, and college wasn't my thing. I'd rather live close to the fireflies and hear the bluebirds sing. A life of labor.
That is fantastic. Where'd you get the
Thank
idea
you.
for that song
Thank
to?
you. My divorce. So
All
it's
right.
I mean, you write about your life's experiences, and that was one of them. Good or
Yeah,
bad, it made
yeah,
a beautiful song, I believe. Uh,
yeah. Well
But
done. Um, I think sometimes though with any songs these days is some people do make songs from their experiences of either if it's divorce or a relationship or when someone dies. So um, where do you get all your inspiration to from all your songs and everything?
some of them are life experiences. Most of them that people listen to and go, "Oh wow, I wonder what he went through." Most of those are made up. They're just stories. I can watch a movie and it can inspire me to write a song about a character, or hear another song by somebody else and just get in depth with the character in that song. And I do many genres of music. A lot. If you get on Spotify, you'll hear a lot of dance music and things like that written by me. I bounce around from rock and roll to country to this. But the thing I've always liked about, especially the older country, is the stories that were told. The
Yeah,
song told
yeah,
that story. You had an image of a character in your mind when you got done with that song, and that's something I try to portray in mind. If I get a vivid image of a story or something, I will try to portray that in these songs. And sometimes it's my life experience, sometimes it's a friend, but sometimes it's just a fictional character. So
yeah, yeah.
it's just new
Uh,
areas.
who inspires you more?
As a songwriter or as a musician
Yes,
or
yeah, yeah. As a songwriter,
my favorite artist of all time was Prince. He his music kind of reached from one arm to the other. As far as a modern songwriter, I don't. I'm involved in a lot of the indie networks and stuff that have these new up and comers that are putting music out there, and every time you think you're doing pretty good, they'll throw something out that really makes you go, wow. They got it going on. I got to up my game a little bit more. To nail down somebody right now that's mainstream would be hard for me because I honestly don't listen to a lot of mainstream music anymore. It's more, okay, who's the next guy up? And I've met some fantastic people that I'm sure someday will be listening to on mainstream radio. They're just amazing to me that they're not already there. You know.
yeah. Let's listen to one of your songs. This is the price of fame.
Yes.
Oh, hang on for a sec. Didn't like. Sorry about that. When I get it all turned out, didn't get into my account on time. Um, but the trouble is with the price of fame, was that kind of like that song? Was it kind of because you wanted to become famous, or was it because of of something else when you were writing it?
I I used to fill in for a lot of bands locally. I'm the guy that if you need a guitar player, your guitar player was had another engagement or had got sick or whatever. I've been studying music and long enough. You can send me a 40-song set list, give me a week or two, and I'll show up and play the show with you. And there's a pretty well-known band right here in Central Virginia, uh, named Out of Spite, and they had called me to play with them. Fantastic group of guys. I mean, they put on a good show. They're a cover band, and they do a great rendition of everything they do. It really doesn't matter. And I had gone to their band practice and just enjoyed it so much. I was so pumped up. I didn't want to quit playing. I got home 10 o'clock at night, should be going to bed because I had to get up to work the next morning. And I said, no, I'm going to sit down on the keyboard for just a little bit longer. And I started playing the little riff on the keyboard from Price of Fame, and the words just started flowing. And I've seen the songs about musicians burning out and what they go through a lot of times in order to produce the show. If you too wound up, they feed you alcohol. If you're not wound up enough and you're not ready to get on the shows, well, a lot of musicians, not me personally, I've never dabbled in drugs, but a lot of musicians will take a hit of cocaine or take this or take that, and it isn't long and it's completely burn them out. I've seen so many of them just 10 years down the road in their career, they're just completely toast, and they just have lost that love that brings us all to music in the first place. And that's kind of what I was writing about in that song,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
hopes to inspire some of the young ones to not go down that road. Love the music. Don't get involved in all that other mess, you know.
no, don't do it. No, yeah, you, you're very inspiration, and thank you very much for that. Um, how far would how far would you take your music if you had to?
I'll be turning 50 years old in June. To run all over the world is not really a desire of mine anymore. I would like to do many dates. I do have a band we've put together, and we're going to play local areas. And I'm also putting together tracks. I've always been one that I want to play the music. I don't want to sing to a track. but getting together guys that are willing to travel our age, because at that age you're pretty much settled into a job and you have a family and grandkids and all of that stuff that you don't want to be running all over the country. So I'm putting together computerized tracks, set up with a couple of guitars, me and a guy who sings. He's excellent. He does a lot of the cover stuff, and we're putting together original tracks and cover tracks and linking them all together in kind of a country to dance to Southern rock style. And we're going to actually try to hit the road with that and at least do some of the East Coast, maybe back towards the central United States. I've talked with several people about possibly coming over to England and doing a couple of festivals. I don't know if that will come into fruition, but I would be willing to do it when all these restrictions seem to be lifted. And I heard yesterday, actually, correct me if I'm wrong, but you can now travel to England if you're performing and you test negative. I was told that today that they have cleared it for performers to come in and entertain. But,
So you would actually come to England and entertain if you were offered.
yes, yes. And I was asked right before COVID hit, but then of course everything got shut down. I absolutely would. Now I'm not going to stay a long time because I have to get back to work, but I would love to perform. I love to meet people. I'm a people person, and I love to
Yeah,
talk and entertain. You know,
really good,
a
really
lot of
good.
country guys do 250 shows a year. I don't want to do that. 100 would be great if that. So that's about my goals.
Yeah, yeah. What is your goal in life?
Have fun. That's it. Have fun. I don't. Some people want to be rich. Some people want to be famous. I just want to have fun. It doesn't matter. And we were having a discussion on a site the other day, and it was the guy had made a point about you. Some people think, well, this musician should be here and this entertainer should be here. Why does this one get promos? Why does that one not get promos? Why is my music not going anywhere? Do everything in your life because you enjoy doing it and consider everything else a bonus. If you do
Yeah,
that, you will never be disappointed. You will never
very
be
true,
disappointed.
Dennis. That is very true. And
That's
what I
my
like about
motto.
your music, what I like about your music is that you really mean what you're singing. You got artists out there, you just sing a song thinking, oh well, there's another about $50 get paid here. But you, when you do it, you really care about what you're singing.
Yes.
I'm
Now
just
I have
straight
some
person.
crazy songs out there.
What's that?
I have some rap songs out there too. Don't take those serious. Those are just for fun. But the ones like Price of Fame, yes, I do take the lyrics seriously. Yes, sir.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Well, in any music, you take it seriously. I've had lots of people on here who are singers, and some, they look at you and they just think, oh well, and they don't have a care in the world, and I'm thinking they're not going to go very far in the music industry, and you got some people starting off and everything, and they really mean what they're singing. Do you
Yes.
know what? Do you know
Yeah.
what? Can you? Yeah. And I'm just straight person. If I think someone is like rubbish, then I will tell them. You know what I mean? But that's me.
That's right.
At the end of the day,
Yes.
we're the listeners who's got to listen to it.
Right.
You know, I
And
played about
you know,
I played about six of your songs today on my radio, and everybody's enjoyed it.
that's fantastic. Fantastic. And I have signed up now. I guess you just found one, but I'm on the streaming site and I will be dumping more and more music weekly. Uh, a couple of the promoters say, "Well, whoa, hold up here. Let's do a release date and all this." I just want it out there, and I want people to enjoy it. As far as doing all the big publicity and everything, I don't need all of that. I just want people to be able to enjoy it. So I'm going to put quite a bit out that I've been holding back, and
Yeah.
like I said, it'll be from this genre to that to the next. I always tell people when they listen to my CD, if you don't like the song that you're listening to or the kind of music, hit next, because the next one will be totally different from the one you just left. So I hope people that
Okay.
like this or that don't get turned off by one song. Go to the next one.
Yeah, yeah. And you can always send me all your MP3s, all your music, and I'll definitely play it for you.
Wonderful. I have some good
I'll,
country, I do believe, coming that I'll definitely send you. Yes, sir.
yeah, send me all your
It will
music.
take, I will do. Will do.
Send me everything. Dennis, thank you very much for joining me. You're a star,
Thank you for having.
and never give up on
Yes,
your
sir.
dream. Okay.
Thank you, sir. I will not.
Thank you. Bye bye. There you go. That was Dennis Scott, and what a lovely guy. And good. Okay, guys, I'm going to be back around about 9 o'clock show, and with Na- Adrian Dobson. He is spiritualist speaker, and yeah, um, get your questions in now for him. You know, the question is, so guys, is this right? If you're a spiritualist minister, right? They're talking about spirits when you're dead. You can kind of like actually speak to people while they're dead and all that. I believe in God and I believe in heaven. I believe that people do go to heaven. But the trouble is, on the other hand, I don't believe that, about spiritualism in the way that he teaches. But anyway, I'll be back at 9 o'clock, and please join me then. And thank you, Kay, for watching. That's okay, Kay. You should come on sometime. You're more than welcome, Kay. Just come on and talk about your music. And you're always welcome. Okay, guys. Thank you very much. Don't forget, follow Dennis Scott. Really good singer, good guy, and yeah, really good. See you later, guys. Bye bye.